I'm in a very fragile state. I can't. You can't play with my emotions like this. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And I know I do quite a few different things on the channel. I like experimenting, testing new things out, etc, etc. And it's very rare I'll usually go back to something because once it's done and I've had my fun. But this is the third time I'm going to have reached for this. A gel plate. Yes, we're going to be doing some more gel plate printing. And the only reason for this is because last time when I was gel printing on t-shirts, I think it was that video anyway, I tried transferring images onto fabric and it didn't work. And honestly, I haven't slept properly since I did that video because I know you can transfer images with this and I want it to work. So today I'm going to make it work and I'm going to transfer images with a gel plate printing block. That's this entire video and I'm going to be successful this time. If I'm not successful, it's going to be hell on. I'm going to be furious. Okay, so I've got my supplies all ready. I've got some paper I'm going to print on. I've got some magazines I'm going to transfer images from. I went for Country Living Collection Spring Edition. Oh, fancy. And also the English Home. These both sound just very like British, don't they? Oh, spring, English homes, ooh hoo hoo, toff toff, cups of tea. I don't know why I'm taking the piss of British people, I am one. Tally-ho! And then also I've got my gel plate. If you don't know what this gel plate is, I've done 2 videos, I'll link them above, explaining what it is and blah blah blah, because I'm not going to repeat myself. I do too much of that. But before we get into this, I do have a slight announcement to make. If we listen to this... Oh no! Yes, Aunt Pooley again. And you might be thinking to yourself, weren't you just poorly a couple of months ago? Yeah, I was. I was just poorly a couple of months ago and I'm sick again. It's not as bad as last time. Last time I thought I was literally going to die. This one's been really irritating. It's actually really bothered us this time round because it started off as like a little cold and it was just like a chew kind of thing. And I didn't think it was going to progress into anything. I thought it was just going to be like a couple of days of just feeling a bit sniffly and then it would kind of go away. Oh, I was completely wrong, wasn't I? And the worst thing about it, I was like a bit sniffly on the Thursday, then the Friday it got worse, but I thought like Saturday it was going to be better. And Saturday I was actually invited to a wedding. I'd spent over £200 on this outfit, I looked gorgeous, beautiful, I'd done like a dress rehearsal, looked proper cute, proper fancy, I never dress up. And I was really excited to go to this wedding, and I had the worst night ever on the Friday. I was sweating buckets, I was so poorly. I woke up on Saturday, I felt awful. And I was like, I can't. There's no way I'm going to be able to actually get dressed and go to this wedding. The only way I'm going to be able to go is like if I go in a dressing gown or something. And no one wants that at their wedding day. And if you remember last time as well, when I had the flu that nearly, finished us off, I missed out on my Christmas party. So there are 2 events. I very rarely go to events because I'm not an event kind of person. I'm not a social person. 2 events I've had to miss because of pooliness and I'm not happy about it. Oh, fuck. So if I sound a bit sniffly, it's because that cold that I did have actually developed into a really bad sinus infection. So my face, like my cheeks and my eyes are hurting. It feels like someone's been punching us repeatedly in the face. I just want to kind of peel my skin and my flesh off, get my hand and just kind of like, and like just smudge all my face. Like I literally just want to peel my face off my head. That's what I feel like doing, but obviously I can't. So if I look a bit tired, it's not actually because I'm tired, it's because my sinuses are so fucked. My sinuses are so full of whatever that I just like, I'm struggling to breathe. That's my quarter mind. I'm not having any more until next winter. That's me done. I'm not getting poorly at all. I'm not breaking anything. I'm not doing, literally nothing bad is happening to my health until next winter where I'll inevitably get another cold or a flu or something. But for now until then, I'm staying healthy. Whoever's in charge, that's what I want, alright? Okay, I think I'm done complaining. Thank God! Let's get some printing done. It sometimes gets a little bit confusing because there's like different layers to it, but I think I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, I haven't seen this in a while. Did I clean it? Oh my God, I think I cleaned it. Well done me. It doesn't actually make a sound. I'm pretty sure I've just edited one in. What's that? Yeah. Oh. It looked like a worm, but I think it was just a bit of fluff. Thought it like started growing a different species of animal on it. It hadn't. And what we want to do is add a very thin layer of paint, basically just any acrylic paint. I'm talking as if I know what I'm doing because I feel like I do know what I'm doing. So just literally a tiny bit. Oh, I tell you what, before I do that actually, I'm just gonna find an image of what I want. So with this image transfer thing, you can actually obviously transfer any image from a magazine. You can transfer text and all sorts, and it has some really like fun effects. So let me just see. What magazine's this? The English Home. Oh my god, yes. I kind of like this. Wouldn't that look nice printed? Oh, actually, the window. The window might be nice. Oh, the English Home. You're doing too much. Oh, I like that one though. Isn't that cute? That's a nice house, that. I love that one, actually. And then with this black paint, I just want to roll it out. You want a very, very thin amount, but you also want your block fully covered. And obviously use a roller, so obviously you don't get any paintbrush marks in amongst your print. And it does have to be thin mined. Honestly, the paint goes so far with this. I've learned from the past. It really, really does. Then we're going to take our magazine and we're just going to lay it down and we're going to apply a nice bit of pressure all the way along. I also don't understand how this works because I feel like it's just going to pull the paint off. And then when I put more paint on, the image isn't actually going to show. So for me, in my brain, it doesn't work. It doesn't feel like it should work. But other people have done it, so it should technically work. And then you want to leave that for 15 to 30 seconds. That's not long at all. Right, let's peel this off. See, now looking at that, there doesn't look like there's anything on there.
You think?
Are you sure this is right? Because I feel like I just peeled all the paint off. Because I don't need this anymore. This is apparently on there now, but I don't think it is. Mine definitely doesn't look like that. It hasn't taken any of the thing. I know this isn't going to give anything because there's nothing on there. I'm going to read someone else's tutorial. I don't feel like this has done anything. I tell you what, we'll just see if it actually has done anything. I don't feel like it has. So now I want to add another colour on top of here. I don't feel like this is working, but okay. There's supposed to be an image under this. If we think there's an image under this, then I believe pigs can fly. And then in the tutorial it said it wants that bit drying first, and then I want to add another layer, and then we print. They're doing something different to me. There's absolutely no way, because the image should have shown up already. Tell you what, I'm just going to add another picture on, because I don't think I'm doing anything right. I don't know what I'm doing, as you can tell. I'm just going to add some paint to this, and then I'm going to print this and see if any images come off, because I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I'm doing everything that they're doing, and mine just doesn't look like it's working. Are we going to be amazed if there's an actual image from this?
Yeah.
Right, moment of truth. Is the shite. I knew there wasn't going to be an image there. How did they make it work? I've literally done exactly what they said. There's not a single image there. I'm not giving up. I'm absolutely not. I'm going to make this work. I don't know whether it's maybe the type of paint I'm using. What am I doing wrong? Why do I keep failing? It looks so easy. I don't understand. The image literally gets embedded into the jelly plate. That's the step that just isn't working for me, and I don't understand why. And they make it look so easy too. We'll try with spring. I am determined to make this work. I seriously am. I'll be so proud of myself if I do manage to get it to work. Oh, that's cute with the bicycle. We'll try that. Paint on here. Roll it out again. Image over. This is the step I think I'm not doing well or not doing properly, and I think I have to be firmer with it. So image over the top like so. I'm just going to use this roller actually, and I'm going to roll the shit out of it. I think you need to be really forceful. Really get that into the jelly plate. Right, I've been very forceful with that. I see a wheel in a tree. I think I've got the image on there. It doesn't look like anything, but I think this might actually work. Now I need to wait for this to dry. I'm running out of air. I'm running out of breath. I can't breathe. Right, I feel a bit more positive about this one. Just a tiny bit, mind, not a lot. I tell you what image would probably work better, like an image of a person or something specific rather than like lots of stuff happening. Because I am going to do a few, because I'm going to get to the point where I really can master this printing process. It pisses us off that much. I wouldn't care. I love jelly plate printing. I think it's such a fun idea and you can get so many cool things. But image printing, the one thing that bothers us about this, you know, sorry for being ranty, but it's the fact that everyone online makes it look really easy and it makes me feel really stupid. I think that's what pisses me off the most. It makes me feel really thick. Like, oh, how can you not do it? You just do this and this and then it's done. I'm like, I'm doing this and this and then it's never done. Anyway, I think I'm going to have some success. I think I'm going to learn today, so that's fine. Stop getting angry. That'll be a good one to print, won't it? That bird. We'll have you for the next one. While I'm waiting for this to dry, I'll tell you a little bit of a story. Story time with Ant. From obviously my cold that I've had, my sinus infection, blah, blah, blah. It's a very embarrassing story, by the way, so I shouldn't really be telling anyone this, but I'm going to. But basically, I was driving back from the shops because I need to stock up on like soup and lozenges and cold medicine, and obviously I felt like shit. And as I was driving home, I got this like proper proper mouthful of phlegm.
Oh my god, ew, David!
Because I was like really like bunged up. And you know when you're that bunged up, your phlegm is like almost calcified phlegm. Like it's really like hard and gross. I'm sorry if this is like vile and disgusting and creeping everyone out. And anyway, I was like, oh my god, I need to spit this out. So I wound my window down, driving obviously 40 miles an hour. And spat this big blob of hard phlegm out the window, which obviously didn't go out the window and floated back into the car and onto me. So then I was just driving back home with phlegm all over us and phlegm on the interior of my car. How nice is that? So that's a little story that happened. I always find when I'm poorly, I get into some like really embarrassing situations. It's almost like I can't fend for myself. And I can't. When I'm poorly, I'm proper useless. I've always said, mind, if anyone wants to kill us, get us when I'm poorly, because I won't put up a fight. I really won't. You'll just have free rein. You can literally just stick a pillow over my face and I'll just lie there. What are you doing? I shouldn't really give any murderers any tips, should I, just in case? Right, is this dry? I think we'll go for a bit of green because there's some like plants and stuff on this. And what technically should be happening with this is I've got an image here with this black that you won't be able to really see very well on camera. This green's going to lay over the top, then I'm going to print with the green, and that's going to peel the black off, and that's going to be the image. That's what's supposed to happen. But what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to let that green dry as well, just in case. I just want to give it some extra support. Then I'm going to add another colour, and then it should be black, green, and then possibly another colour poking through. So we're just going to wait again. Excuse me. I was just about to talk and something came over us. There's a lot of waiting around. That's what I was going to say until I obviously ruined the moment. Right, let's add a final layer of paint to this and get this printed. I really hope it's worked. I really, really hope it's worked. I'll be so pissed off if it hasn't. That hasn't done anything. Ugh. Where's the image gone? I don't think I should have added another layer of paint, you know. Let's just try and do another print quickly. See if I get any of it off. Because there is a wheel there. I can see the wheel. You're there. You're right there. If I get the wheel off, I'll call it a success. Oh, here we go. I got the wheel off. So that has partially worked. If we look at that, that's an image transfer right there. I have actually transferred an image. You can see the bike and you can see some window there. It's very hard to see, but you can see something. I'm just pleased I got something. I don't think I should have added that second bit of colour. I think that was a massive mistake. I think you just need the one. So I've done this one. I feel like I'm in a position now where I can do this properly and I understand it. So I'm going to do this bird, and this entire bird is going to get printed out. That's the challenge. And I'm going to make it work. Swear down I'm going to make it work. Right, moment of truth. Has this one worked? I did it differently this time. I put the paper on top of the image rather than doing the jelly plate thing. I think that's much easier. And also I used this little tool. It's just a little clay tool just to kind of push it out. I've got high hopes for this. We're looking for bird. Give us a bird. Alright, I like it. It doesn't look like anything though. I can see the bird. It looks really cool. And you can see the tree branch and the bird here. It's just not detailed. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong to not get the detail, the full detail up. I'm gonna try it again.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The thing is, we're improving. And the more you do something, the better you're supposed to get at it. Now the problem is I don't have any high contrast ones, but I really like this image. But I'm wondering what should be the next step. What am I missing? I'm putting the paint on there. I'm really forcing the image into it. Shall I maybe leave it for a little while? But I don't want to leave it too long and then pull the paint off with the actual image. That's the problem I'm having. They make it look so easy. I'm wondering whether it's the paint. I don't think this paint's really good. Let me try a different paint. Just in case I'm going crazy, because I think it would work with any paint, but maybe it is the paint I'm using, the System 3 stuff. Maybe it just isn't great for this. So let's try a bit of Liquitex. Because theirs, as soon as they put the paint down, press the image on, the image is literally there. It's perfect. And mine never is. Right, are you going to be any better? I swear if it's been the paint all along, I'm going to have a nervous breakdown.
I can't. I can't.
Because as well, they don't look like they really push it in very hard. They just kind of do like a little, ooh, little squishy squish. Are you absolutely shitting me? Oh my god, I am so angry. I am furious. It was the paint. It was the paint. That's why it wasn't working.
You dirty little slag!
I'm so upset and angry with myself. It was the paint all along. Look at that. This is what I've been trying to do the entire time. The image is there. You can still see it even though it's on the plate. That's a perfect image transfer. So, before I go any further, if you're wanting to do image transferring on a Gelli plate printing block thing, don't use Daler-Rowney System 3 acrylic paints because they don't work well. You can kind of get it, but you're going to have a fight with it. In fact, it's never going to work properly. Just get yourself the Liquitex heavy body acrylic. Worked fantastic. I haven't even printed with it yet and I can already tell it's amazing. I can use the System 3 now because it's not picking up the detail, it's just as a background, so it doesn't really matter. I'm still furious, you know. I don't know whether you can tell, but I'm like really pissed off with myself. But at least I've shown you what the mistake was and what the problem was, just in case anyone was out there trying to do these Gelli print transfer things and was having a really difficult time with it like I was. At least now you know it might be the paint you're using. So I do teach things in just a really shitty way. This should be just so much better. Imagine if this didn't work. I'd be jumping out that window. I seriously would be jumping out the window. I don't think it's worked. Are you kidding? Crap, I think I put a bit too much paint on. It's fine, don't get stressed. Wait. I think I just put too much paint on. Try again. I'm in a very fragile state. I can't. You can't play with my emotions like this. Yes! I did it! I finally did it! Look at that. That is, well, obviously it's not perfection because I've missed some parts, but that's the whole point of doing a Gelli print thing. You get like a lot of texture. Isn't that a lovely image transfer? It's got so much detail. It's literally so detailed, it's unreal. Mainly because the majority of my other ones have just been a blob. Have been a blob of nothing. Look, you can actually see the image. I've successfully image transferred using a Gelli plate thing. That's all I've wanted. I've wanted that for years and I've finally done it. Never give up on your dreams, children. They can come true.
It's a miracle.
So I think I'm going to cut this video at that because, you know, I've succeeded with something and I'm very pleased. And also, I've only got one colour of the Liquitex paint. I can just do a lot of red prints and I don't really fancy a shitload of red prints. But anyway, if you're happy that I've finally managed to succeed at something, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And I'm just going to go because I'm still feeling poorly. I think I'm going to try and record another video today to try and catch up, but we'll see. But I'll see you next week for a brand new video. Fancy me coming down with another cold again. Well, I say another cold again. Last time it was full-blown flu. Thing is, everyone else, they seem to get on with their life when they get like colds and flus and stuff. I think they must just hit me differently. I don't know why. I think I must just be like a very good host for like germs. I must be like a proper mam figure for them. They come here, children, come and infect me, it's fine. I think that's what I am. I think I'm literally the embodiment of like a host of germs and they just fill me up and I must just be very hospitable. I must have a very hospitable body for things to enter. That sounded really naughty and wrong and I didn't mean it to. I was talking about germs, not penis.